at this movie.
M. Night, you were doing so good. You were doing so good. What happened? Anyways, let's talk about this movie. So the movie Old is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and we basically follow a group of people who goes to this location to spend the day on the resort, and then stuff happen around them, and then the kids and them start to get older, and so it's a mystery finding out what's happening, with twists and turns, and all the stuff that M. Night Shyamalan is trying to do. And I say try because, boy, was this a terrible movie. This movie is really bad. I It is one of the most cringiest movie I have ever saw. All right, but I want to start off with some positive. So, what are some positive of the movie? Um, Cinematography. The thing with that in particular with M. Night Shyamalan is that all of his movies does have a unique style of cinematography, the way he places the camera. And he always used the same style in every single one of his movie. So, and I do like some of this decision that he does, some of the where he places the camera a couple times. But for this movie, it didn't help me with this movie whatsoever. The thing is that with M. Night Shyamalan is that his earlier films were really good, but then he started making terrible movies, and then after a while he started to recover back, and now it's the weirdest thing with him. It's just, he's so bizarre. One of the biggest problem, the worst problem with this movie is the acting, the dialogue. It's so bad. It is the worst. These actors are just spitting out words. They don't express anything, and it's written by M. Night Shyamalan because he writes all of his movies, which I'm like, at this point, like you should stop. You should stop. Like have someone else help you. Get some help because the dialogue in this movie are the worst dialogue I have ever heard. People just say things and there's so much exposition. This movie's filled with exposition that serves no purpose, and they just come in their worst time. They just say stuff out of nowhere to advance the plot, and I'm like, where? Where are we? What's going on? It's so weird. Here's an example. So most movie will give dialogues naturally. People will say things naturally. They just say things to move. But in this movie, they say words to advance the plot, like more, and they have dialogues with no expression but evil. And sometimes they use words and stuff but to mean something and just wrong. And it literally sounds like they just read the line before they turn on the cameras and they just said lines truly. and and the exposition is just like there's the moments in period someone's like in pain and they're like hurt, and another person be like, I'm a doctor, I can help. Wait, you've been here, you know what's happening. Oh, it's around us, this has been happening for long, I can tell because I just noticed. Oh yeah, I do this and I do that, I'm here and I'm there, by the way, we're getting divorced. It's like that. That's how it is. I'm not lying to you. That's how the movie is, and it's from the beginning of the movie to the very end. There is no moment in this movie when anyone give natural lines. No one says things naturally. They just talk like they're they talk like they were like hang on. They talk like if M. Night Shyamalan just go to a community college and be like, "Hey, do you guys want to be in a big blockbuster movie with lots of money?" And they're like, and just put them in it. And like they're like shy, they're like nervous, like they don't know what to say because they're. It's just like it's so weird. It's so weird, and I've seen this before. I will explain that later, but one thing that I do want to talk about is the twist or the plot of the movie. There isn't any. There isn't any. Like, I saw the trailer of the movie and I had an idea what the movie is about. And then M. Night Shyamalan's movies, they try to have some sort of scientific explanation. Most of them do some sort of scientific explanation of what's going on. So by the time the movie began and then people started giving once they arrived at their location, I'm like, oh, I know what this is about. And it was exactly what I thought the movie was about. And it wasn't surprised at all. The shocking part of how little explanation really happened on a movie that's filled with exposition. What I mean by this is the fact that the reason as to why these characters are getting old makes no sense whatsoever. I'm like, oh, wait, is that it? And like they're saying, oh, it's this, it's that. I'm like, no, wait, are you serious? Is that what you're talking about? And and I don't know if M Night Shyamalan did his homework or does his research, but like, I'm not a medical person. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But even I'm like, you're just making stuff up. You're saying BS. You're making stuff up. He clearly is saying stuff, making it up, and trying to make it make it sound like sense. Like really, this movie made me laugh so many times. I do believe this movie is so bad that it's good. But I'm not gonna. Don't watch this movie. Don't. Oh, whatever. Whatever. No, this movie's so stupid. Oh, this movie's so dumb. Oh my god, I laughed so many times with this movie. It was so funny. Like these lines are so bad. They're like, anyways, moving on. Moving on. Like I said earlier, this movie, like it looks like I've seen this movie before, and it's very similar to The Village. If you ever seen the movie The Village by M. Night Shyamalan, they came out in 2004. You'll definitely like see this movie like, oh, there's a lot of similarities. And the other movie that I do want to discuss is a terrible movie. It's the movie that ruined M. Night Shyamalan before he did The Last Airbender, was The Happening. Yes, that movie. Yes, I'm telling you, this is very, very similar to The Happening. Uh, what? I was shocked. I'm like, I'm looking at the movie. I'm like, the the happening? Actors giving out lines with no meaning? Exposition, exposition, exposition. I'm like, is this the happening? Are you borrowing from the happening? Are you borrowing from the happening? What? I'm like, I'm having the happening vibes. Why? It's so similar to that movie. And it's just as bad. It's just as bad as that movie. How? Now we have a now we have a double feature. You can watch two stupid similar M. Night Shyamalan's movies. Oh my god, this movie's so good. Oh, you know what? This is a good movie. Oh man, go watch this movie with some friends or somebody. Don't go alone. This movie's so stupid. They just said that for no reason. These actors were so bad. It was like one person was like hitting somebody, like, it's okay. I'm like, doctor, don't hurt me. You leave him alone. Oh man, we're gonna have to do a reaction to this movie because this movie is so good. Like I'm gonna end it right here because I'll talk for like ever and ever. Like this movie it's just like The Happening. It's a terrible movie. It's stupid. It's pointless. It's the dumbest movie so far, but it's very enjoyable. Like you could definitely have a great time watching this movie. And I because of that, you know what? You should watch it. Watch this movie and click a like on this video. I can't stop laughing. This movie's this movie's. I didn't thought I was gonna laugh this much. Yo, comment down below. That's all. That's all. This is stupid. Oh my god.